there's also different stakes.
What was your first entrepreneurial job?
I mean, again, I don't advocate it, and but it is what it is. But it was crack. I sold crack.
Did you ever get beyond the street level? Did you ever try to make it bigger than what it was?
Yeah, but that's at that point you can't really be talking about it. You know what I'm saying? So having more money than people older than me made it
Hey,
where
that
it made me kind of arrogant because
interesting stuff on
they didn't
Umar Johnson. Oh my God, it just this guy just don't quit,
have
man.
anything that I felt that.
All right.
There's also different stakes.
What was your
So
first?
this is the financial guru, allegedly self-proclaimed tycoon who makes his business to speak on financial literacy, and he's not literate at all. Like he's not financial literate at all. So to find himself $8.7 million in tax arrears is not surprising for me.
Entrepreneurial job.
I mean, again, I don't.
What was your first entrepreneurial job?
I mean, again, I don't advocate it, and but it is what it is. But it was crack.
Hey,
I
listen,
sold.
man, listen. There are tail tapes. There are signs. There are red tape, yellow tape, whatever, red flags to let you know when you're dealing with a scam or a fraud. And we like to run from those signs. We like to ignore them, act like that doesn't exist. If a person, Brother Polite, will tell you proudly, like he's not ashamed of it, he will lead with it. He will tell you he's a high school dropout. Matter of fact, he'll tell you that he left in the ninth grade. Most high school dropouts leave junior, senior. This guy tell you ninth grade, he didn't go back. Okay, then he'll tell you he was in prison, like an ex-felon. So like one is already bad. He will lead with both. High school dropout and a criminal, right? Ex-criminal. Gorilla Hebrew, same thing. High school dropout, felon, and we just love these guys. Shaka Atmos, like they lead with this. It's like, yo, you didn't go back and at least get your GED and say, hey man, I dropped out of high school. A better story would be, hey man, I dropped out of high school, things going on at home, couldn't focus. But I eventually returned and got my GED. That's like a better story. But to leave it as a high school dropout and again, lead with it. Hey, before you buy my credit repair services, Brother Polite, I'm a high school dropout ex-felon. I mean, if those aren't warning flags, then nothing is. So Dame Dash tells you, my first entrepreneurial job was selling crack. And we like, you know what? That's the guy we should listen to for financial literacy. He speaks nothing that's in any financial liter book. Nothing he says you can read in black and white. Nothing he says, or in color. Like he just makes this stuff up for himself. Like this what he believed works for him, and it really didn't because he's in financial trouble right now. He's in financial hardship, and it's his fault. It's not like a pandemic happened where he couldn't work. No, it's his fault. Bad investments, bad attitude, all that stuff. So look what he leads with, and people want to listen to him for financial advice.
What was your first entrepreneurial job?
I mean, again, I don't advocate it, and but it is what it is. But it was crack. I sold crack.
Did you ever get beyond the street level? Did you ever try to make it bigger than what it was?
Yeah, but that's at that point you can't really be talking about it. You know what I'm saying? So having more money than people older than me made it where it made me kind of arrogant because they didn't have anything that I felt I didn't have, and I just felt they were living a square life. So I definitely think it gave me a certain mentality.
Yeah, it definitely did. And yet that mentality, just because it gave you a certain mentality doesn't mean it's good. It's a bad mentality. You have it right now, and it was ultimately your demise. That's not a good mentality to have.
You know what I mean? And then also the concept of taking your money and reinvesting it, and then also having to pay people to help you sell it, and understanding that you always have to have a team and that you have to lead by.
Yeah, look how confident and comfortable he likes to speak about selling crack, like the whole crack game.
Example. But the difference about crack is that there's violence involved. If somebody doesn't pay you, even at that level, you got to put your hands on them, or else you can't really do that game anymore. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, like, why go into depth about it? If anything, he's glamorifying it. if anything, say how disgusting it is. Yeah, my first entrepreneurial job was crack. I wouldn't even count that my first entrepreneurial job at all. It did. I would actually say, hey, my first. I would, if I was a crack dealer, I would not put that on my resume as this is my first entrepreneurial job. But he did, and this is the guy that will say, hey, let's listen to this. He's deep. Let's listen to more. Just bad advice.
Everyone's always watching, so there's also different stages.
What was your first entrepreneurial job?
I mean, again, I don't advocate it, and you know, but it is what it is. But
because the reason why they're using the RICO is because the RICO allows them to bring in all these other cases in that might have been kind of fallen by the wayside due to statute of limitations. RICO allows them to bring it back in. It's kind of like the glue that holds everything together, if that makes sense. Because the reason why they're using the RICO is because the RICO.
Yo, we got statute of limitations on the hotel, right?
Well, for assault. Just for assault.
Yeah, we got statute of limitations on that.
Hold on.
Right?
And also, here's the thing with a RICO case, right? Because, you know, that's what Bradford Cohen was saying.
I don't think, is this a RICO?
Yes, it's a RICO. They said, put it like this. If they have you on tape selling drugs in, you know, say the 80s, you were selling drugs in the 80s. The statute of limitations is past that. But if you kept selling drugs from the 80s up till 5 years ago, the statute of limitations usually is around like 5 years or so, right? If it was continued, so in a RICO, they usually prove is continued. So it started before the statute of limitations and continued up onto the point where statute of limitations exists. So yeah, that assault from 2016 would not be able to count. But if say that, you know, they could prove that it was a pattern of consistent abuse, physical abuse, they could use that.
Yo, we got statute of limitations on the hotel, right?
Well, for assault. Just for assault.
Yeah, we got statute of limitations on that.
Hold on.
Right?
And also, here's the thing with a RICO case, right? Because, you know, that's what Bradford Cohen was saying.
I don't think, is this a RICO?
Yes, it's a RICO. They said, put it like this. If they have you on tape selling drugs in, you know, say the 80s, you were selling drugs in the 80s. The statute of limitations is past that. But if you kept selling drugs from the 80s up till 5 years ago, the statute of limitations usually is around like 5 years or so, right? If it was continued, so in a RICO, they usually prove is continued. So it started before the statute of limitations and continued up onto the point where statute of limitations exists. So yeah, that assault from 2016 would not be able to count. But if say that, you know, they could prove that it was a pattern of consistent abuse, physical abuse, they could use that. And, yo.
All of the money from the auction will go to money that is owed by Dame Dash to several different entities. There is $8.7 million in unpaid taxes. There is $832,000 that he owes to a guy named Josh Weber. That's the guy that he was going back and forth with in court over the Dear Frank movie. There is $145,000 in unpaid child support between two women that he has kids with. Basically, what is going to happen is at some point, once the auction and everything is done, child support is going to come in and take their money first. Dame Dash owes a total of $140,000, $145,096 in unpaid child support. Yes. So then after that, the money's going to filter to everybody else. And again, he's looking at. They're saying like he could receive money from whatever is left. I don't know what's going to be left. I guess it all depends on what the auction goes for.
The thing is, they gotta understand what the value of is. I don't know, but you gotta.
All of the money from the auction will go to money that is owed by Dame Dash to several different entities. There is $8.7 million in unpaid taxes.
Vegetation are like men who want crops without plowing up the ground. They want the rain, but can't stand the thunder or the lightning. They want the ocean, but they're scared of the awful roar of the waves.
He is a doctor of psychology, or is he? He claims to have graduated from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, but an investigation from the Root turned up some fishy things. We could not find any evidence that Johnson graduated from PCOM. 99% of students who received a doctorate from PCOM have their dissertation available online, but Johnson's is not.
How convenient is that? How convenient is that? Come on, like, why, whenever it's time to prove irrefutably, undoubtedly, that these guys are official, you can't do it.
PCOM also posts videos of its graduation ceremonies online, except someone has submitted a copyright infringement claim only for the graduation ceremony that took place in the year Umar Johnson supposedly graduated. I'm getting Catch Me If You Can vibes here, but I haven't seen definitive proof either way. Or is it? In 2014, he announced his mission to build a school for black children.
I hope to make the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy for African Children. I implore you, I beg you, I summon you, and I petition you to donate to this cause.
Let's see what has happened since.
So far, we raised $250,000, and Dr. Umar Johnson is trying to build a state-of-the-art school for black boys that y'all all know I need.
In 2015, he actually raised over $400,000 on GoFundMe for the academy, and then he claimed that PayPal sabotaged him.
PayPal sabotaged us.
Yeah, that's avoiding accountability. I mean, to make a claim like that, like you're saying PayPal is a scam. Like they just took, I don't know how much money he's saying sabotage. I don't know how much money he claimed that he lost due to this fake sabotage by PayPal. But I mean, is it that easy when you give people money for a good cause, donation, whatever, charitable, efforts? I mean, is it just that easy for them to blame somebody else why the money is missing? No accountability. Is it just that easy? I mean, then if it's that easy, then PayPal lost some money. Okay, all right, brother, I can't donate because I expected this vision of yours to work. You didn't tell me about any setbacks that's possible with PayPal. You pitched this dream that if we give you the money, you'll build the school. Okay, we gave you the money, there's no school built. All right. And I'm not interested in PayPal scammed you or not. That's personal. Like you gotta take them to court to get that money back because we just can't take that loss. And PayPal just wins. Like, how the hell at least put them on blast? Go to Channel 12 News, go to the Breakfast Club, do something where the I-Team with Jim Scott and whatever his name is. We just can't take that financial loss. This is a hard-earned money, and we want to see this vision, materialize. So, but for him just to come up there and say PayPal, that's the same thing Brother Polite did with Pay. Same thing. People gave him money, it disappeared, and he blamed PayPal. Like normally when PayPal sees your money, it's because you did something fraudulent. Like most of these places, when they stop the money or freeze it, it's because there's concern that the person who has this fund is being fraudulent. That's why they stop the money. They don't want you to take the money. They believe it's fraudulent, and they'll probably send the money back. Okay, but for this guy, hello Joy, for this guy to in that case, hey, donate money to me, and I'll just say PayPal, GoFundMe. Oh, I could just say, hey, they scammed you guys, and I just get to go away with the money, or say, hey, donate again. I mean, like it can't be that simple for people just to take your money and just say another entity stole it, and let's just donate again.
Or is it? In 2014, he announced his mission to build a school for black children.
I hope to make the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy for African Children. I implore you, I beg you, I summon you, and I petition you to donate to this cause.
Let's see what has happened since.
So far, we raised $250,000, and Dr. Umar Johnson is trying to build a state-of-the-art school for black boys that y'all all know I need.
In 2015, he actually raised over $400,000 on GoFundMe for the academy, and then he claimed that PayPal sabotaged him.
PayPal sabotaged us, y'all.
Or is it? In 2014, he announced his mission to build a school.
Wait, he had something else I forgot to clip. I'm gonna find it. I just had, what was it again? Oh my God, I just had it. I just forgot it. It was something else. I just thought about just now. All right, so let me play this. Wait a minute. So PayPal. So it was something else sketchy. So wait, first of all, let's go back to his credentials.
Vegetation are like men who want crops without plowing up the ground. They want the rain, but can't stand the thunder or the lightning. They want the ocean, but they're scared of the awful roar of the waves.
He is a doctor of psychology, or is he? He claims
So the doctor of psychology is in question, right? It's in question.
to have graduated from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, but an investigation from the root turned up some fishy things.
And it should not be fishy. If that's, I mean, why? These are red flags. Yellow flags, they're definitely a flag. Why is it fishy? It just cannot just be there like everybody else. I don't think Dr. Boyce Watkins' dissertation is like fishy or Dr. Maya. I think you're just gonna see it. Why everything with this guy is like fishy and
We could not find any evidence that Johnson graduated from PCOM.
Why is it like that? Why is there no evidence? Why we just can't look you up and bam, there's what you said it was, and now let's move on to the next thing. Like if I was a Dr. Umar supporter, like that would be problematic with me. I want you to be transparent. Like, yo, Umar, can you shut up critics because it's really bothered me coming a supporter, and I really have no rebuttal when they get on your postdoctorate. So can you just show your dissertation? Can you just do something where it's just clear this is what you accomplished? Why are the supporters stuck with this degree of uncertainty about your degree?
Scared of the awful roar of the waves.
He is a doctor of psychology, or is he? He claims to have graduated from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, but an investigation from the root turned up some fishy things. We could not find any evidence that Johnson graduated from PCOM. 99% of students who received a doctorate from PCOM have their dissertation available online.
So please, Umar, be a part of the 99% that have your dissertation available online. Please don't be part of the 1% that does not have their dissertation public online, making you more fishy. Please, what is the chances? What do you guys think?
But an investigation from the root turned up some fishy things. We could not find any evidence that Johnson graduated from PCOM. 99% of students who received a doctorate from PCOM have their dissertation available online, but Johnson's is not.
Oh my God, it isn't there.
PCOM also posts videos of its graduation ceremonies online, except someone has submitted a copyright infringement claim only for the graduation ceremony that took place in the year Umar Johnson supposedly graduated.
All right, so his dissertation is unavailable. His postdoctoral degree is in question. So now let's see what happens recently. You see, I just clipped these 26 minutes ago, 45 minutes. Oh, let me go in this G-Deck. This guy.
I was like, yo, dude's smoking dust. I said, well, let me hit that. You know what I mean? Just to see what's all this about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because these dudes, people was going crazy for this stuff. I'm like, yo, y'all smoking dust? You know what I'm saying? And dudes is like, yeah. I'm like, I was like, yo, dude's smoking dust.
It's that easy. Like, black people are that gullible, vulnerable, and susceptible to drugs. It's just that easy. Hey, that's like he already had a preconceived idea that smoking dust was bad. He said it early in the interview. That's why he said, yo, y'all smoking dust? And all they say is, yeah, it's cool. You know, I know you believe it's bad and this is a foolish thing to do, but yeah, be smoking this. It's cool. And for him, that's enough. Look.
I said, well, let me hit that. You know what I mean?
Let me hit that.
Just to see.
So just to see. So and that's how we got caught up in crack. We just want to see. And that keeps happening in Black culture. Where I'm thinking like there's a vulnerability in us innately where we just got it for drugs. And you guys say the oppressor, they mastered you and they know that it's something in your chemical brain that makes you attract to drugs. And that's why every time they put it in our face in our society, we take it. Even though we know crack kills, crack is whack and all that type of stuff, 40 years later, still smoking crack. We got 40 years of evidence that crack is whack, crack kills, and we still smoking crack and selling crack 40 years later. So I'm like, damn, maybe there is something there that's a flaw that we gotta just deal with. You dig? And accept that. Hey, man, we got this drug addiction thing in us where we gotta fight that. Like just saying no to us is bad. You see, G-Det, he couldn't say no. And he's saying he asked them. Like they ain't asked him, like, yo, you want to smoke this dozen? He asking them.
What's all this about? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because these dudes, like, you know, people was going crazy for this stuff. I'm like, yo, y'all smoking dust? You know what I'm saying? And dudes was like, yeah. I'm like, I was like,
and they all laughing. All right. So let's get back to Umar one more time.
Vegetation are like men who want crops without plowing up the ground. They want the rain, but can't stand the thunder or the lightning. They want the ocean, but they're scared of the awful roar of the waves.
He is a doctor of psychology, or is he? He claims to have graduated from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, but an investigation from the root turned up some fishy things. We could not find any evidence that Johnson graduated from PCOM. 99% of students who received a doctorate from PCOM have their dissertation available online, but Johnson's is not. PCOM also posts videos of its graduation ceremonies online, except someone has submitted a copyright infringement claim only for the graduation ceremony that took place in the year Umar Johnson supposedly graduated. I'm getting Catch Me If You Can vibes here. Or is it? In 2014, he announced his mission to build a school for black children.
I hope to make the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy for African Children. I implore you, I beg you, I summon you, and I petition you to donate to this cause.
Let's see what has happened since.
So far, we raised $250,000, and Dr. Umar Johnson is trying to build a state-of-the-art school for black boys that y'all all know I need.
In 2015, he actually raised over $400,000 on GoFundMe for the academy, and then he claimed that PayPal sabotaged him.
PayPal sabotaged us, y'all.
Oh my God. All right, so now let's get into this graduate, this postdoctorate.
I'm from Philly too. You used to, my buddy.
So
Kenny.
Umar's in front of his reported school, right? And he's just chilling, bored as hell, doing nothing. He's just chilling. So a white guy notices him, recognizes him from, internet, his speeches, whatever. The white guy's married to a Haitian woman, and, he wanted to speak to Dr. Umar. He's apparently a fan, right? He a fan.
Murphy, he said you used to be his, you were a guidance counselor.
So he said, his boy said Dr. Umar used to be his guidance counselor. So now Dr. Umar is going to say school psychologist. But the white guy said, oh yeah, you're right. The white guy was 10 toes down on Dr. Umar was not Dr. Umar to his homie. He was counselor Umar. Okay, no doctor.
Vox. I was the Murphy. He said you used to be his, you were a guidance counselor.
Yes,
not Vox.
I was the school psychologist at Vox.
Is that what it was?
Yes, sir, at Vox.
Used to be his...
He said that what it was. So now Dr. Umar said I was a school psychologist at Vox, and the dude said that's what it was. So now watch what he say. Oh yeah, okay. He's not going to back down from this guidance counselor stuff. Look, I wish his boy was there. The black guy.
No problem.
You used to. I'm from Philly too. You used to. My buddy Kenny Murphy. He said you used to be his. You were a guidance counselor.
Yes,
not
sir.
Vox.
I was the school psychologist at Vox.
Is that what it was?
Yes, sir, at
you
Vox.
used to be his guidance counselor
Yes,
when
sir.
he was.
You see, so Umar corrected him and said I was a school. He didn't say I was his school psychologist. He said I was the school psychologist. And the guy just doubled down. He said, yeah, no. He snapped. He said, I used to be the guidance counselor. The guys, he's not buying that school psychologist stuff.
At Vox, you were a guidance counselor.
Yes,
not
sir.
Vox.
No problem.
You used to. I'm from Philly too. You used to. My buddy Kenny Murphy. He said you used to be his. You were a guidance counselor.
Yes,
not
sir.
Vox.
I was the school psychologist at Vox.
Is that what it was?
Yes, sir, at
you
Vox.
used to be his guidance counselor
Yes,
when
sir.
he was at.
See, so he doubled down. He used to be his guidance counselor. Like, so he's not buying the school psychologist crap. And what did Umar say? Yes, sir. He agreed. I was the guidance counselor.
Vaux, he's my
Yes,
partner.
sir.
Look, you were a guidance counselor at Vaux,
Yes,
not
sir.
Vaux.
I was the school psychologist at Vaux.
Is that what it was?
Yes, sir, at
you
Vaux.
used to be his guidance counselor
Yes,
when
sir.
he was at Vaux. He's my
Yes,
partner.
Sir.
So me and him,
that was my favorite school, Vaux.
We buy the properties. Well, Vaux is now PHA.
I see that.
So I'm
I
a
see
loan
that.
officer, and I work with the PHA residents to help them buy houses.
So there's no longer a school there?
No.
Okay.
It's now the
I don't know why
PHA.
I thought it became a charter or something for me.
Nah, he's trying to get away from that guidance counselor revelation. Oh, that's what he's doing.
No, PHA has it as a let me get a picture with
Go
Dr.
right ahead,
Umar,
man.
I know. And Kenny, he was like, dude, if you ever see me and Kenny own a couple of houses down here.
Okay.
And I have guys that work on them. We do all Section 8. We're trying to make Wilmington better. You know, Wilmington's rough. I know you bought the property.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if I don't think you're from down here. I'm from Philly. I'm from Cheltenham.
Okay.
So he was like, Dr. Umar's my Dr. Umar was my guidance counselor when I was at Vaux. I was like,
I
really?
used to run a lot of programs.
I'm from Philly.
So Umar excuse is he used to run a lot of programs because he tried to say, look, now when the video first starts, right, from the clip, when he says, hey, you were my boy guidance counselor, Umar and say, nah, that's not me. I'm a school psychologist. Matter of fact, he actually got in trouble. But anyway, so the guy was like, nah, you the guidance counselor. So Umar said, yeah, I'm both. So when the guy was 10 toes down on his guidance counselor thing, at the very end, Umar says, I ran a lot of programs. Like, dude, what are you talking about, man? Like, yo, we believe that. Like, we believe a school psychologist was at a school and he just did he was a guidance counselor, because remember, he's a principal. Like, dude, you were all these things. Like, yo, you shouldn't need no donation money. You had all these checks. Yeah, I'm gonna play the whole video because I believe Umar first said you made a mistake. I believe when I first watched it, I believe he first said he wasn't the guidance counselor, and then he said, I think he said you made a mistake. I wasn't that. I was a school psychologist. But when the dude stood on the guidance counselor thing, he was sure. Like, nah, I know what my boy told me. Because most likely, I'm thinking his boy's like, nah, I remember him as a school psychologist. He was my guidance counselor at that school. He wasn't none of that fancy stuff. And that's why he stands so strong on the guidance counselor. He's not like wavering. All right. So I'm going to play it one more time. Then I'm going to go back and see. I could have sworn when I first watched this, Umar denied being a guidance counselor. Then he owned it at the end.
You used to, my buddy Kenny Murphy, he said you used to be his, you were a guidance counselor at Vaux,
Yes,
not
sir.
Vaux.
I was the school psychologist at Vaux.
Is that what it was?
Yes, sir, at
You
Vaux.
used to be his guidance counselor
Yes,
when
sir.
he was at Vaux. He's my
Yes,
partner.
sir.
So me and him,
that was my favorite school, Vaux.
We buy the properties. Well, Vaux is now PHA.
I see that.
So I'm
I
a
see
loan
that.
officer, and I work with the PHA residents to help them buy houses.
So there's no longer a school there?
No.
Okay.
It's now the
I don't know
PHA.
why I thought it became a charter or something for a minute.
No, PHA has it as a let me get a picture with
Go
Dr.
right ahead,
Umar,
man.
I know. And Kenny, he was like, dude, if you ever see me and Kenny own a couple of houses down here.
Okay.
And I have guys that work on them. We do all Section 8. We're trying to make Wilmington better. You know, Wilmington's rough. I know you bought the property.
Yes, sir.
I know.
Hey, Donnie, this white guy exposed that Umar was a guidance counselor. He was not a clinical school psychologist.
I don't think you're from down here. I'm from Philly. I'm from Cheltenham.
Okay.
So he said he was like, Dr. Umar's my Dr. Umar was my guidance counselor when I was at Vaux.
Guidance counselor. Now look how Umar tried to get out of that. Oh, I ran many programs. Dude, that's not a program, being a guidance counselor. That's actually a job title. Like I had a guidance counselor, but I don't recall him being also this clinical school psychologist.
I used to run a lot of programs there.
I'm from Philly too.
I used to run a lot of programs there. So like that's his way out of a lie. Like he caught you in a lie. Like at this school, you were not a school clinical psychologist. You were, or principal, as he claimed. He said, yo, you were a guidance counselor here. So Umar ends it with I ran a bunch of programs. But watch when the conversation starts. He's gonna say, yo, you were a guidance counselor. Umar's gonna correct him and say he was a clinical school psychologist. And then the guy is gonna double down and say, nah, you were the guidance counselor. And then Umar don't argue back. He gonna say, yeah, yeah. Watch. And then when he calls him the guidance counselor again at the very end, Umar's gonna say, yeah, I ran many programs. I mean, so at what point did Umar ever say he was a guidance counselor to like his supporters? He never said that. He lied and said he was a principal. Then he's a clinical school psychologist, which people can't find a dissertation. The school PCOM, the school he went to, the guy researched, he said 99% of the graduates during Umar year, they all have their dissertations online. So it's real easy, right? There goes Umar dissertation. He has a degree. Well, Umar is part of the 1%. Like is it a coincidence or happenstance? It just so happened that the school where 99% of the graduates post their dissertations publicly online, Umar's part of 1% who didn't do that. It's like, yo, why does all this shady stuff surrounding you? Why you couldn't be part of 99% that post their dissertation online where we could just see it and see that, hey, yeah, this is it. Why are you part of the 1% now? Every time we're trying to verify what he is, it's okay, we can verify here. It ain't there. So anyway, one more time, he's going to call Umar Johnson the guidance counselor. Umar is going to try to correct him. He's going to double down, and then he's going to triple down at the very end. And Umar is going to say he ran a bunch of programs. Umar is not going to say, I was not the guidance counselor. Listen.
You used to, my buddy Kenny Murphy, he said you used to be his, you were a guidance counselor, not Vaux.
I was the school psychologist at Vaux.
Is that what it was?
Yes, sir.
See, he said, I was a school psychologist at Vaux. And the white guy said, is that what it was? So now, Donnie, if you correct somebody about yourself because they made a mistake and thought you did something else and you correct them, it's disrespectful to come back and say that same thing I corrected you from. So now he said you was a guidance counselor. Umar said I was a school psychologist. Watch his very next words. He's going to say you were a guidance counselor. So after Umar corrected him, it's disrespectful to say you were the guidance counselor. Umar doesn't debate him. He just said, yeah, watch.
I'm from Philly too. You used to, my buddy Kenny Murphy, he said you used to be his, you were a guidance counselor, not Vaux.
I was the school psychologist at Vaux.
Is that what it was?
Yes, sir, at
you
Vaux.
used to be his guidance counselor when he was at Vaux. He's my partner, so me and him,
that was my favorite school, Vaux.
We buy the properties. Vaux is now PHA.
I see that.
So I'm a loan officer, and I work with the PHA residents to help them buy houses.
So there's no longer a school there?
No.
Okay.
It's now the PHA.
So you see Umar trying to direct the conversation so it could go away from the guidance counselor revelation?
I thought it became a charter or something for a minute.
No, PHA has it as a, let me get a picture of Dr.
Right
Umar, man. I know.
Yeah, but Donnie, from my experience, right, from like 20 years on this earth, part of my 20 years on this earth, from my experience, the black people who claim to be the most racist against white people, they give white folks the most conversation. It could be Nation Islam, it could be the Hebrew Israelites, all the black groups, from my experience, right, 20 years dealing with this stuff, the people who are supposed to be the most hatred towards whites, they give them the most conversation when they have a chance. Umar right here.
And Kenny, he was like, dude, if you ever see me and Kenny own a couple of houses down here.
Okay.
And I
don't see Captain sitting here talking to this guy this long. I see Captain like, yo, man, all right, you got to go. Yeah, you got to go. Like, I just don't see him doing that. And because like, I think he really believes what he believes about white folks. So he's not going to get this guy that much conversation. It's like, yeah, I'm not trying to convince you. Like, dude, I know who you are. Well, I believe I know who you are, and that's that. I ain't trying to convince you on my truth. Like, dude, get up out of here. That's why Captain will make them kiss the boot. Like, dude, you want to talk to me, kiss my boot. But other guys like Umar and the polites, like these guys give these guys so much conversation to hate them so much. Reza Islam, all these guys. It's like a low-key admiration.
Guys that work on them, we do all Section 8.
Now watch. The white guy's going to come back and say you were a guidance counselor. And Umar, it's the third time he's going to mention it. Umar corrected him once. So Umar says a school psychologist one time. The guy said you were a guidance counselor 3 times. And at the very end, the last time he's going to say it right now, watch Umar. He's not going to correct him. He's going to say I ran many programs. Like, dude, that's what scammers do. They run many programs. They're polite, does everything. He speaks 13 languages. He teaches high calculus, math. He does all this great stuff. He knows real estate. He knows stocks. He knows everything. Umar is a principal, school psychologist. Now he's a guidance counselor.
We're trying to make Wilmington better. You know, Wilmington's rough. I know you bought the property.
Yes, sir.
I don't think you're from down here. I'm from Philly. I'm from Cheltenham.
Okay.
So he said Dr. Umar's Dr. Umar was my guidance counselor when I was at Vox. I was like, really?
I used to run a lot of programs.
I'm from Philly too.
I used to run a lot of programs. All right, so now I'm gonna try to play the whole thing because I could have sworn when I first heard this, it just dawned on me. I could have sworn Umar rejected being a guidance counselor altogether. Like I could have sworn he told the white guy that his buddy mistaken him. So how do I get out of this clip stuff? How do I get to the whole? It used to be a way you could just get to the clip. Okay, here we go.
To my buddy Kenny Murphy, he said you used to be his you were a guy. Never can catch him down here. I saw you before.
Me.
I understand.
And that's all I wanted to say.
Great thing for the people in this
abandoned
building.
All right, so let me go to my favorite thing, transfer. I could have sworn Umar denied even being a guidance counselor. At one point. Make sure I don't pass. I could have sworn he denied it at first.
Appreciate you, bro.
I always wanted to donate, but I didn't know if I could donate.
Yeah, unfortunately, the donations is an all-African thing out of self.
Now, that is the worst idea possible. Okay? You don't have, like, white organizations that are, like, white organizations turn down green money, blue money coming from a different race. Because it's like, yo, God, donate. Everybody can donate. It's still just for these people. So Elijah Muhammad didn't turn down white donation money. You dig? Nah, you know what? It's coming from you. That's some extremist racist group. I don't want your black dollar. Like, nah, y'all can donate. Y'all just know that you have no say so in the direction of what I'm trying to do. Like, you're just gonna help fund my dreams. Like, that's how you can have it. Especially from a guy who's complaining about the lack of donations. Like, why would you? Like, again, like, it's a selfish thing. If you have this dream, which is 10 years old, that means kids who were 10 at that time, they're 20. So that means that they can't live in that school only because they can't not live in the school, but they can't enroll at that school because it's 10 years later. And you don't take money from other people. So you're willing to let this idea go 40 years because you don't want money from other people. And that's weird, bro. Listen, if you truly believe this is something black folks need, you don't care where the money comes from. Let's get this going and let's get this. Let's get black folks enrolled, as opposed to 80 years down the road, it finally opens when it could open yesterday. Yeah, so like that's like the stupid, dumb mistake. Okay, so let me see. I could have sworn he said. Okay, so this is the part we already heard.
Buddy Kenny Murphy, he said you used to be his you were a guidance counselor at not Vox.
I was the school psychologist at Vox.
Is that what it was?
Okay, so he said school psychologist at Vox. All right, so I could have sworn he said his buddy was mistaken.
He said he was like Dr. Umar was my guidance counselor when I was at Vox. I was like,
I
really?
used to run a lot of programs there. I was the school psychologist, but I ran so many programs for the young people. I see why he thought I was the counselor.
And my wife.
There you go. He said, look at this. I ran so many programs there. I can see why he thought I was the counselor. Are you serious? All right, so now you're the school psychologist, but you focus on being a guidance counselor. And you were so effective that the kids really believed that was what you did. That's what you were initially employed there for. Like, dude, stop. I ran so many programs there. So a school psychologist is tasked with running a bunch of programs at a public school. The school psychologist, he's tasked with running all the major programs for kids. Like, dude, stop it, man. You were a guidance counselor. You were not a damn school psychologist at this school, Vaughn, whatever it was.
Stop. Loves you. He said, he was like, Dr. Umar was my guidance counselor when I was at Vox. I was like,
I
really?
used to run a lot of programs there. I was the school psychologist, but I ran so many programs for the young people. I see why he thought I was the counselor.
And my wife loves you. And my wife...
I see why he thought I was the counselor. Like, dude, are you serious? The kid don't know that you're not the counselor? Like, the kid believes you're the counselor? So that means you weren't doing your job. You were doing the counselor. He's not saying a counselor for like some bullcrap program. He's calling him the guidance counselor. Matter of fact, let's look that up. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm not doing this with him. So make sure I'm not doing this. Guidance counselor. Okay, hold on. School. Guidance counselor. Yeah, I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see this. Let me share my screen. The guidance counselors themselves make 52 to 82K. So you ran so many programs, you end up being a guidance counselor making 52 to 82 grand a year, along with the school psychologist. It's lying, man. School psychologist. Okay. Oh, okay. So he has two salaries at this one school. Like, dude, stop. And y'all believe this stuff. We are damaged. Well, large, not all of us, but a large part of us are damaged goods. We just follow. Elijah Muhammad was right about black folks. Like, we'll follow anybody. It don't matter if it's Jim Jones, some crazy white guy. It don't matter if it's a crazy black guy, Umar Johnson. We will follow and believe anybody. Okay, so now let me Google the functions of a school psychologist so we can see, like, when do they become a guidance counselor and do guidance counselor activities? Like, why would he be tasked to do that? And why would he volunteer to do that when that's a whole different salary? If you are truly the school psychologist, why are you doing this stuff? All right, I want to see. Yeah, I don't want salary. I want a school psychologist. What do they do? School functions. Duties. Let me just do duties. Okay, here we go. Who are school psychologists? What is the primary role of a school psychologist? Let me see if they guidance counselor. Okay. What do school psychologists do? School psychologists work with students and families, families and educators to improve academic achievement through collecting and interpreting student and classroom data, consulting about student and classroom behavior, and conducting psychological. Like, maybe, you know. Okay, so school counseling. Let's see. School counselors deliver basic services to a broad range of students, but school psychologists provide comprehensive mental health and care services to students who are struggling with their mental. See, this shows a difference. The difference between a school counselor and a school psychologist. All right, it's kind of close. Okay, so this is going to save them. This because they're kind of close. All right. So you, school counselor, psychologist. All right. So this kind of saved you right here a little bit. Like, so if he's lying, this really ain't debunked the lie because those two functions are close. So I'll just drop that argument. But still, we still want to know this. All right. We still want to know this because everything about the guys is an enigma. We still want to know this.
Vegetation are like men who want crops without blowing up the ground. They want the rain, but can't stand the thunder or the lightning. They want the ocean, but they're scared of the awful roar of the waves.
He is a doctor of psychology, or is he? He claims to have graduated from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, but an investigation from the root turned up some fishy things.
This is the problem I have with this guy, and this is enough for me to say, "Nah, I'm good." Like when we talk about do our own research, right? If you do your own research about somebody before the guy fixes your car, before the guy mows your lawn, before the guy does anything, before she watches your kids, cook you food, if you go to before you buy the car, you do a Carfax, investigation, right? Report. If something comes up a little fishy about the thing you're researching before you go further with it, right? Before you continue services or whatever. If your research pop up inconclusive or fishy is actually worse. Do you continue? Yeah, okay. It really ain't say he was good. It really ain't say he was bad. So, let me just sign this contract. Like you about to get your bathroom remodeled. You do a research, a background check on a company. You go to the BBB, right? Better Business Bureau. And you go to other places to see, you go to check on the stars, whatever. And you can't find nothing about the company. What's the point of doing a background check? What's the point of going to BBB? If nothing comes up, you gotta go. Okay, I'm good. Sorry. Contact me when you have a report on this government website. Contact me when you have Google reviews. You dig? So and with comments, so I can see, so I can learn something about the company. But if it looks like you're a brand new company. I'm sorry. I value my time. I value my money, and I just want the work done the right time. I don't want to chance you right now. I'm sorry. You dig? Go get some work done. Go work for a company and show us, at least that. Show us you work for a company and look what you did and look what you helped do. But if our research come back inconclusive or fishy, isn't that enough to say, I'll move on? Nope, not in Black culture. Research comes up inconclusive or fishy, I'm gonna move forward. Let's move forward with the job. Yeah, I'll pay you. Just cross my fingers.
He is a doctor of psychology, or is he? He claims to have graduated from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, but an investigation from the root turned up some fishy things. We could not find any evidence that Johnson graduated from PCO.
Why is there no clear evidence that he graduated from there? What's up with that? That ain't fishy. You do research on the guy who's going to build you a school from scratch, and he just needs $4 million because that was the goal, right, on the PayPal. $4 million, and he'll build you a school, state-of-the-art school, he claims, with no prior education, no construction, no background, nothing. He's a clinical school psychologist and a guidance counselor, apparently, and probably a gym teacher. And he's going to build you a state-of-the-art school. And then you try to do a background check to confirm he is who he said he was. And there's no evidence that he graduated from PCO. Go on.
99% of students who received a doctorate from PCOM have their dissertation available online, but
99% of the people of Dr. Umar year who graduated with a doctorate has their dissertation available publicly online for us to verify that they are who they say they are. 99%, not 70%, not 50%, not 30%. 99% of the people have this available to confirm they are who they say they are. You would think Umar's stand-up guy, surely he's one of the 99%. No, he's part of the 1% who does not have his dissertation available online, and that's not sketchy to us. To us, that's confirmation. 1% is better than 0%. Yes, let's give you the money and let you build the school that never came, that never fruition, right? This is what happens when you give your money to a guy who you can't find a degree from, the school he said he graduated from, and then his dissertation is unavailable. NA, not available. I mean, what? So if these aren't flags, what is a flag? Like, do you need a video confession? Yes, I'm not a school psychologist. I'm a gym teacher. Yes, when I get the money, I'm not going to build a school. I'm a, support my drug habit. Like, is that what you need to be a red flag? Like the point of a red flag is it doesn't do that. It's not a confession. It's not 100% proof. It's enough sketchiness to say, I'll pass. Yeah, he got to be this. Out of all people is the exception. I'm good, dude. You just got bad luck. For me, I can't donate money to you. I'm good. I got to move on.
Johnson's is not. PCOM also posts videos of its graduation ceremonies online, except someone has submitted a copyright infringement claim only for the graduation ceremony that took place in the year Umar Johnson supposedly graduated. I'm getting Catch Me If You Can vibes.
Right, I'm good. Especially in our conscious community. Especially in this community, where we got the most scammers ever in one place. Especially here. We got to really be zero tolerant. I'm good. Like, it should be like what we do and what we claim we do here, it should be full transparency. Brother Reggie ended up showing Chief X his bachelor's degree of science, but he should have been shown that, because of what we're dealing with, because he is a student to, Dr. Ben, who's not a doctor, and Dr. John Henry Clark, who's not a doctor. So because we are around this stuff where people say they are something and they're not, when we say we're something, we need to just prove it. Like, voluntarily just show. Like, hey, listen, I got a degree in engineering. Here's it right here. It should be that clear. It shouldn't be, whereas we have to make you chase us down for these credentials. Like, we should be past that, because our community is so poisoned with scammers and liars, con artists, felons, and drug addicts. Like, we need to really be super transparent in who we say we are and what we say we do. We don't have room to do the Catch Me If You Can, the Leonardo DiCaprio stuff. It's outdated, but he did come through. Yeah, I mean, really, like, we gotta really, really start. That's why, like, when some people came in my ear and said, yo, I'm biased. Yo, bro, I believe going forward, because they found so much sketchiness, but people lying about degrees and lying about what they do. They say I'm biased. You really gotta question every last thing you ever heard in a college meeting. Not only question it, you gotta gear your brain to believe it was a lie. Until they can prove it true, going forward, whatever you learn in college community, assume it as a lie until they can prove it to be true. And once I took that approach, almost everything I heard in college community been false from these experts that don't have no credentials, no degrees, no transparency, none of that stuff. Everything they taught was a lie. It was what I call blackology. Well, that's what I call it, but I call it just ology. It's been like the left wing extreme version to the white supremacist right wing supreme groups. Like that, our Black conscious community has been the equal equivalent of the right wing extremists. We like the David Dukes. That's Phil Valentine. That's Bobby Hemmett. Like those guys are the opposite equal equivalent to the right wing extremists like Louder with Crowder, like those guys, Candace Parker, like those quacks. Our quacks are equal to those quacks. Candace Parker just be lying. Just be lying. Donald Trump just be lying. Just be lying for no reason. Like it's like part of the liberal, the conservative, like Bible. It's like, yo, we have to mix truth with falsehood. We have to be pseudoscientists. Global warming don't exist, and this and that. Just a bunch of stupid talking points. It's like they be doing good, but then they got to go to the playbook. It's like, oh my God, you believe in abortion as an actual kid, like a baby? You believe that? You believe in it when a woman has abortions, they're killing a baby? Don't babies got to be born? Don't babies got to be born to be a baby? I didn't know you was a baby in the stomach. And so they purposely use those like scary terminology instead of just calling it what science calls it. You're terminating a pregnancy. You're not killing a BABY. You're terminating a pregnancy. See how soft that sounds? Then, hey, you're killing a BABY. Like, come on. But this is what you got. This is what people got to do to scare you into their thought process. Why not just be honest? Just why not say, hey, man, you're terminating a pregnancy, and I still think that's wrong for these reasons. Why you got to use like vulgar, scary language to get people to scare people into your position? And then you got like black liberal women are the worst. Like they are liberal all up until the termination of pregnancy. All of a sudden, they're conservative. It's like, wait, what? So are you my body, my choice? Or are you not? Like they're confused. Like that's why on my even here, we ask women, are you? We got a couple lives, pro-choice, or what was it? Pro-choice or what's the Republican pro-choice? I forgot. Pro-choice is something else, right? But the women here wasn't sure. Like they kind of did, like, yeah, I am that, but I'm not. It's like, yeah, that's the problem. Like you guys are so anti-Republican, but you're not. And I always say black people, like we are really black Republicans with a little, like we are more Republican with Democratic views than we are Democratic with Republican views. I said that 3, 4, 5 years ago on record, not an IBM claim. I can actually refer you to some videos that actually titled. Just go to the videos that were the titles were that probably about 2, 3 years ago. Yeah, pro-life. That's the one. Pro-life, pro-choice. There you go. Thanks. Yeah, so like black women and black women specifically, then you got some other colored women that is also confused on whether they're pro-life or pro-choice. Totally confused. And it'd be hilarious. I know they can't answer confidently. They don't know. And they're not even sure that the pro-life is a Republican right-wing extremist argument. Like you got to tell them, like, yeah, you do know that's Republican, right? Like that's why they say, and to not be against that, then you cannot have a problem with when they say no clinics. I mean, it's just weird. Like, okay, well, if you agree to any degree with them on that, then your argument for the clinics are bad because they're saying no clinics. With that mindset, they're saying no clinic. They're saying we're against this or we're for this, so therefore no clinics. And you're saying, yeah, I'm telling you, it's sad, but a lot of women, especially like liberal women, believe when they are pregnant that they got to come to terms. It's like, no, like, yeah, your kid is the reason why Black society and most societies are destroyed. Like literally, like your kid at 10 years old is King Von. So like, what's the point of coming to term when all you produced was a bunch of Crips. It's I gotta find Dr. Khalid Anthony Hilder when he said when he was talking about white kids, and I ain't saying he was correct, but he was saying, like, he was being racist, of course, extreme, and he was saying that when they have babies, they are they're like, he used some crazy racist term, but my counter to him was like, well, damn, these black single moms doing the same shit. Like, they're producing reinforcement for gangs and the drug, epidemic. And what's the difference? And I mean, like, am I wrong? Like, that's what it does. Like, when they get, like, Brenda got a baby. Like, Brenda, you ever thought about, well, possibly termination because you can't afford the kid? Like, you're not mature enough. You don't have employment. Like, you don't plan on having employment no time soon. Like, you're literally just going to go to Section 8 and live off the government. And that's not the best way to raise a kid. Like, the stat shows that you depend on the government to raise your child. And there's a group of y'all that do that. Y'all end up creating the projects, right? Because the projects put you in those buildings. Those are called project buildings, and they're for Section 8 babies. So, like, really, like, you guys really housed the Crips collectively. So it's like this like that. It's not thought about it. We don't think about it that way. It's like, no, you literally, all you parents, single parents, you really single-handedly created the King Vons in the city because of this. You went about it this way. You think I'm lying? 70 to 80% of Black homes are ran by single parents. The prison system is 70, 80% men who were raised by single parents. Seventy to 80% of men dropout come from 78% single parent homes, which are 78% ran by, I think 90% ran by single moms. I mean, like, it's all there. Like, there's nothing to argue there. Anybody can pull up and debate me on this, and and we can talk about it. But it's alarming, it's jaw dropping, and there needs to be a resolution. There needs to be a way to address that, not just the way ignore it, don't talk about it, let it just keep happening. Some of us really care about the community. Some of us really care about the kids in the state of Black America. Like, some of us actually really care, because your badass kids paint a stereotype picture of me I can't get off. So I end up being discriminated against racial profile, all because you're kids. So yeah, I want to stop this. Like, yo, okay, you don't want to use prophylactics? Okay, fine. Then let's be educated on the other option, which is still birth control, no different than prophylactics and pills. Termination is no different than those other choices. Because just pushing out these kids is the reason why you're in poverty, you're never getting out of it, and the reason why your kids grow up in poverty, and now she and he are now vulnerable to these outcomes later. And God forbid you ask a mom, hey, your son is 10 years old and he's just wild and reckless and listen to nobody, even you. Maybe we should start thinking about boot camp and alternative, like that type of stuff. Military. Don't say that. Military. I ain't fight a white man, but you fight the white man street army. Don't you dare suggest a parent take that badass King Von dude and go to the military with him, where he could be productive. And if he had a kid, military paid for the kids, child support comes home, his baby mother which he's going to have one. She's like better off with the guy in the military since he's not going to be present. Like I know hella kids that got a baby mother or a single parent mom, and the dad is in the military, and they get, at least the financial part is there. But yeah, don't you dare suggest the military to some of these single parent moms, regardless of their kid, bad as hell. Like everybody sees this kid is going to be a Dame Dash right away. This kid is going to do this right away. Everybody see this is going to happen to that kid.
What was your first entrepreneurial job?
I mean, again, I don't advocate it, and but it is what it is. But it was crack. I sold crack.
Did you ever get?
That's gonna be you're gonna raise a Dame Dash. Your kid first entrepreneurial job is gonna be selling crack. Okay, so why not redirect these kids to some type of discipline, boot camp? I know over here it used to be called ROTC when I was young, when I was in middle school. Some type of that alternative school, that's where that kid needs to go. So he could act a fool out there in Palestine somewhere, Saudi Arabia, whatever they deploy that fool at, he could act a fool over there. You dig? And come back a hero. You dig? The Klein gang. Peace, man. Yeah, so I don't know why that's not an option. Especially when you see that this boy, recently, man, this kid is playing my kid. Like this kid like Pikes, 8, 9 years old. So my kid out there playing with his soccer ball, and they want to play with him. I don't know what is the obsession with some of these dusty niggas, dusty little kids that want to be around a 2-year-old. They want to play soccer with a 2-year-old and take the ball from him. So I got my back turned. I'm like annoyed. I'm like pissed off. So I'm trying to let me not snap his little kid. I got my back turned. This dude, this little badass kid, he kicks the soccer ball and that thing slams right in my face. Like I'm talking about, he's close. Probably did on purpose. He kicks the ball, it slams right in my nose, and listen, man. I wanted to beat this 9-year-old up so bad. I wanted to really put hands and feet on him. Okay, and man, that dude, lucky I wasn't at a park I've never been to before. I ain't gotta go back because man, I would have really beat this kid up like he's like 19. Because they're that bad and disrespectful, man. And I got like zero tolerance for that type of stuff. That dude kicked that ball right in my face, man. And all I could say is after I gathered because I didn't want to say nothing crazy, dude. I gathered my thoughts. I relaxed. All I could say was, that's why nobody want to play soccer with you. Because nobody really want to play with him. That's all I could say. Because anything else would have been over the top, and any action would have been abusive. So all I could say was, after I calmed down, realized I got my faculties, I'm not missing an eye. All I could say was, yeah, that's why nobody will play soccer with you. And I said, just like that, I ain't yell. I just, this dude right here. And you stay away from me, man. You get away from me. It's the immigrants' fault. Stop blaming everything. Nah, actually, it's not the immigrants' fault. Immigrants got nothing to do with us. Like our issues, and I realized that. Like when you take a step back, and you look at like immigrants, like their problems are their problems. They got nothing to do with us, and our problems are our problems, and they got nothing to do with them. That's how I look at that. Like I took a step back, and I really looked at like what's going on. I'm like, nah. Our fight, people who are called FBAs, our fight is not with immigrants and what they get or don't get. That's the smoke screen. What they get, don't get, has nothing to do with FBA Black society. Okay. what we need to do is stop worrying about them. This is just my opinion, right? What we got to do is stop worrying about what immigrants are getting and not getting, and just focus on what we need to get and what we don't have. I think we focus on what we should get and put all the efforts there. I think we will start getting like progress. Because while we sitting there arguing what this group should get or don't get, that's not making us get something. But I had to think about that. I said, oh, wait, we're worried about, I heard something about California, some immigrants getting some houses or whatever, and people are, oh, up in arms. I'm like, wait a minute, what they got to do with us? Because if they don't get it, ain't like we getting it. So it's like, I mean, like, yeah, you got to really sit there and think about that. Okay, if they take that back for them, how is it helping us out? It's not. So I'm like, so why are we even, why is our attention and energy even over there? Let's focus on asking or demanding something for us and stay right there in our lane. And whatever happens over there, let that happen. You can't do nothing about it anyway. And then maybe draw up a blueprint for that later. Like, hey, man, how come they can get this and we can't get it? As that reverse discrimination? You know what I mean? Legally, yeah, but that's my opinion on like that immigrant thing. Like, I'm good. Like, that's not my concern. We got a different concern, and we need to get the right people to address our concerns. Yeah, so that's my opinion on that. Yeah, so I don't get caught up in what they doing. Nah, they get licensed, whatever. I'm good. Got nothing to do with us. You know. Now, if something is happening to them that's directly affecting our society, yeah, you or you know what I mean. But because I'm not delusional, I see Black society. It's a trap house. I see Black folks not working. I see job fairs popping off and everybody there but Black FBAs. You got Haitians, you got Indians, East Indians, you got people there at these job fairs. You got everybody there but FBA. So it's like, so is that the jobs you're talking about they taking? The jobs you're not even there to apply for? Like, are those the Black jobs being taken? Like, stop. Like, I'm not delusional. I'm there. I'm there at these job fairs. I see. I went. You know, damn FBA is there. The majority Haitian, and yes, like I said, a lot of foreigners. There wasn't even no white folks there. There was no Black Americans, no white Americans there. So you got to be there to say something was given to somebody else and not you on some discrimination stuff. Not even there. You're not even there. The Pell Grant and the other hand. Yeah, like, hey, listen, our problems is way worse than not getting a job, or, you know, our problems are way worse than that. You get the job and we still gonna kill each other. So like, we have an internal problem that need to be fixed. Like, we need some psych treatment, right? We need some medication. That's what we need. We are off the hook. These kids out here stealing cars at an alarming rate. Y'all seen the news channels, whatever. Like, these guys steal cars like it's nothing. I heard last night I got woken up by a car screeching, and then slammed into something. Boom! And all you can hope is that ain't your car. Damn, my car. Damn, my car. Yeah, so like, we got way more problems than, you know, you got Dollar Trees closing down, Family Dollars closing down, all because of niggas in there stealing. Yeah, so I'm the wrong guy. You know, I'm about accountability. I ain't pointing no finger at nobody else. I ain't doing the Umar thing. PayPal took the money. No, nigga, you took the money, or you did something scamish, and you are putting it on PayPal. Look, see, I don't do this right here.
Or is it? In 2014, he announced his mission to build a school for black children.
I hope to make the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey
14.
RBG International Leadership Academy for African Children. I implore you, I beg you, I summon you, and I petition you to donate to this cause.
Let's see what has happened since.
So far, we raised $250,000, and Dr. Umar Johnson is trying to build a state-of-the-art school for black boys that y'all all know I need.
In 2015, he actually raised over $400,000 on GoFundMe for the academy. And then he claimed that PayPal sabotaged him.
PayPal sabotaged us, y'all.
It cannot be that easy in black culture. We donate to something, a lot of money, and they could just easily say the money's missing. PayPal sabotages. Polite did that, and Jay Morrison was given a whole bunch of money and something similar. Like, people didn't get what they thought they was going to get. So, like, this happens way too often in black society, man. And all they could say is the white man stopped it from happening. And that's enough for us. A scammer can take our money that easily. Just say the white man stopped it, sabotage it, infiltrate it, and we're like, okay, we'll give you a pass. Let's give them money. Let's start all over again. Let's give them money all over again. Is that easy to shame black Americans? Is that easy? Just say the white man is the reason why the money's missing. Don't look at my Lamborghini. Don't look at my big old house. Don't look at my Rolex watches and all this other stuff. The white man sabotaged it, and we got to donate all over again. And guess what? The people that messed up the first time, they're never stepping down. Like, you know, the next man up theory, that's not applicable in black society. Jay Morrison was begging for donations again after he admittedly botched a lot of money. Okay, so he had like a conference. So people came up and said they were speaking. They had questions. He's answering the questions. They're like, please, oh wow, that's good. It's a good answer. This dude just lost $2 million in like 2 months, and you guys talking about from bad investments in an economy where, you know, real estate was like booming. Like, everybody pretty much made a profit. But it's always like us. It's always like the scammers. Everybody showed their doctorate degree on their dissertation online, but Umar, the scammer, the alleged scammer. Jay Morrison. Everybody's investing in real estate, making a booming profit, except for Jay Morrison, the alleged scammer. Everybody does well but them in these promising situations, right? Or these source up situations. So somebody said this. Somebody said, okay, look, like the dream that the vision you gave us, the dream, I still support it, and I still want it to manifest. I don't want to like not support it and then it just go away. But I'm more comfortable you just stepping down, somebody else come in that seat, and I'll donate again. Do you think he said, yeah, okay, yeah. It's all about the vision. It's all about helping out black folks and buying the block back. All these little pictures, this jingle. You think he said that? No. He said, no, I think I'm the best option. See, they don't want to step down. They don't care about the vision. Umar, PayPal sabotaged me. All right, man, look, you lost the money. $300,000, $400,000, $200,000 allegedly. All right, listen, man, but I think there's a need for this dream you sold us, right? So I don't mind donating again with a bunch of other people, but you got to step down. Let somebody else direct this project. You think he's going to step down? Hell no. The scammers don't step down. They want the money. You dig? So the first thing you should do, if you want to donate some Blackology like fund or project, the first thing you should do is probably suggest that multiple people are shop makers, not just the person asking for a donation. You should really advise there be a board. Okay, well, can there be a board where like there's a voting thing here where you're not the only person making decisions with our money? Like, let's have a 3-man, 3-woman or mixed race, you know, mixed gender board where like and these 2 out of 3 got to vote on it before it goes. Like this one Jesus guy doing everything, I can't believe we're still falling for that. I'll do it all. Like Farrakhan was supposed to bend it, do it all. He ain't got no board. He ain't got no voting process. He ain't do nothing. That does not work. the dictatorship. I'll do it. I'm the smartest guy in the room. I'm a great orator. I'm a great historian, and I'm also a great mathematician. And guess what? I'm also a clinical psychologist. And guess what? I'm also the guidance counselor. And guess what? I'm also the electrician. I'm also the HVAC guy, and I'm also the CPA. Okay, I'm also the accountant, and I'm also the CEO, and I'm also the construction guy. I'm going to build stuff too, right? You see, Umar take out the trash, and I'm all this stuff. I'm the gym teacher, English teacher. I'm the principal. You dig? I am. What else? Like, we're everything. I'll do it all. I don't need no help. Just give me your money. That is Black society. That is Black scammers. Okay? Just give me the money. PayPal gave me credit before my own banking institution did. I don't know what he's talking. That's what I thought. You played like you a chump. Immigrants took all the resources I need. And you funny. Now, the only argument I might have against immigrants is that sometimes I do believe the people in the know, maybe it is an immigrant themselves or somebody from that country might know about jobs or know about a program, and they might now I'm not saying you can't really fault them for this, but they will pretty much pass the word around that society where, let's say, the Guatemalans live or the Haitians live, where it's like, hey, yeah, come down, but Black folks can do it too and don't do it, because it'd be a lot of programs for everybody, because like you can't really make a program or funding just for this race discrimination, so it's pretty much for everybody, all colored people. But somehow that memo never reaches Black FBA society, Black FBA intergroups. Because I worked at jobs where it's like nothing but Haitians in there, and I'm like, hold on, how the hell did a company? How the hell is this company running with all Haitians? Like, how is that even possible? Like, how is it possible where like Haitians got this? Like, so clearly somebody told them specifically, or they was like, email something like, how the hell they all just here? Like, what they do that at? Like, how is that possible? And this is not like a sweatshop job. This is, I think it's like a pharmaceutical job or something close. It's like, how the hell? Yeah, it was pharmaceutical. It's like, how the hell could you start a Black guy, Hispanics, Indians that be in that same field? Like, how the hell did all y'all just get hired here? I've been in jobs where same thing reverse, all Hispanics. Like, wait, what? I've been in hella companies where they're all Hispanic. It's like, wait, how the hell? And they'd be like decent jobs. It's like, wait a minute. I know people want a job, like Black Americans want a job. How the hell did this memo get passed where only you guys applied? First dibs. Early worm, early bird. Like, how the hell is that? So of course, there's efforts. There's deliberate efforts where people are being told, like, specifically, hey, apply here. And again, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. You should kind of expect that, right? It's our fault that we don't do it for each other. That's why I say we got to drop the we. There's no Black American nothing collectively. Right? We are individuals who hate each other. So there's no we. And ain't gonna look out for each other. It's that crab in the barrel mentality. We learn something. If we tell anybody Black, it's gonna be friends and family. We ain't gonna tell the strangers like the Haitians would do, or like the Hispanics would do, or the gays would do. We gonna only tell the people we like. The hell with other FBAs we don't like or don't know. Nah, we'll let the other people fill in those voids, and like that's what we do. Then we blame other folks for our shortcomings. Hispanic and the crazy one was all ages. I can explain that. They don't care. They don't have attitude. We have attitude. Yeah. I agree with what you're saying. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, man. Like I sit there, it's easy to sit there and blame somebody for what we don't have. It's easy. That's what everybody do. That's what the white rednecks, trailer trash whites do. Their shortcomings, they blame everybody but themselves. This country is set up for white people to be successful. So you have a trailer trash, like they have to make up a reason why they're a failure in their own country, basically. So they got to blame somebody for their shortcomings. Hey, man, it's the N-word, the Jews, and the gays. They're doing it. They're the reason why we're failures. It's like, nah, like you're a failure because you're a failure. You can't live with it because this is supposed to be your country and you failed. And people coming from overseas is leveling up in 3 years. And you've been for 40 years and you were a failure. Like you can't live with that. So you got to make up a reason why that's the case. So yeah, so the information thing, you can't blame, the LGBTQ plus community for just sharing it amongst themselves. You can't blame Hispanics for sharing information amongst themselves, and you cannot share. I mean, even though it's like a level of discrimination, but it's a low level. But Black folks, we just don't do it for each other. And guess what? I ain't doing it either. Because I know that Black person ain't gonna do it to me. So I ain't plugging y'all. I'm gonna plug the people I know only, and that's it. I ain't plugging random FBA people. Because I know they wouldn't have plugged me. So it's a continuing cycle, and I ain't gonna stop it. I ain't gonna be the answer or the Band-Aid to slow it down. No. It ain't gonna start with me. Maybe my son can have a more charitable heart and he could start the situation, or somebody else young, but they won't be me. I'm gonna keep the crab and barrel cycle going. The hell, y'all. Hell, y'all. I know something, keep it myself and let people feel that thing in by themselves. If they do it, fine. But it won't be me. I'm not Robin Hood. I'm the Grinch. That happened because the first one who came to the job worked hard. Possibly. They like their work ethics. Hey, man, because that happens with me. I can see that. I've been at jobs where, like, let's say I was at a temp agency, and temp agency want to know the report. They're gonna ask the employer like how you doing, and they're gonna say, hey, man, that guy's good. And the temp agencies, they definitely have called me before and said, hey, do you know anybody else that will like the job? Let me know that work as hard as you. That definitely happened. That definitely happened. I just ain't know nobody that worked hard as me. That was FBA. I ain't about to recommend Tyrone knowing he ain't gonna work hard. Hell no. So I had to I'll let you know. And most FBAs I knew ain't want to work. So I was like, all right, well, I can't use this plug for nobody. I damn sure ain't getting this dude in there because he doesn't work hard. Yeah, they definitely put each other on. But like I said, man, it's just like black FBA culture is messed up. Like we can't do that because the person you put on will be the reason why you get fired. That person will be the reason why you get fired. You put them on, and they'll become your worst nightmare. Like you coming back from break late, and he telling on you. He's like, nah, I've been through that, man. This person wasn't FBA. She was like an Arab. Her name was Anna. She was Egyptian, actually. Her name was Anna, Muslim Egyptian girl. This is back when I thought I was a Muslim. So we was at one company together, and it was like a weird company. It was like weird. I don't know how all of us were not fired, to be honest. None of us knew what we were doing. Like it was like a computer company. Like none of us knew. It was like matter of fact, Vantage. It was Vantage. Vantage, a lot of immigrants send money overseas. It was Vantage. And this Vantage was very, very new. None of us knew what we were doing. And I don't know how we was there so long. So I just felt like we can get fired soon. Like none of us. So I got a better job at a pharmaceutical company, but not doing what I do now. It was like more like office because we were office people. So I was doing office work, and I was making more money, and I was doing both jobs, and I was coming to the Vantage job sleepy because I didn't really care for it. So I remember Anna's like, "Yo, she's like, where you working? What do you do?" I said, "Yeah, I'm somewhere else making $2 more." And my dumb ass hooked her up. again, she wasn't. See, but this is why I don't do it at all. So I hooked her up by telling her what agency to go to and who, and what position to apply for. And she got the job. She was there. I told management, hey, this is Anna, and she ended up becoming my snitch. She ended up becoming my snitch. She ended up being the reason why I ended up getting fired. She telling me I'm doing this, doing that. Man, I'm good with that. If you ain't like somebody close, I'm good. So for me, it's not just Black Americans. It's like I'm good with, like, if you ain't somebody really like that to me, and I know I could vouch for them working and go mind their business. Don't worry about what I'm doing. I'm good. I'm not putting you on nothing. Sagging the pants all the time to job. And that's another thing. Like, I can't put somebody on who's a slacker. I hate slackers. I don't mind you, working hard and then, slacking a little bit because you put the time in. I'm talking about slacker, like he said, sagging pants, droopy, don't work hard. I'm good with that. Because what happens is your lack of work is going to end up put on my plate. So now I'm good with you. I don't know anyone I could vouch for. I'm trying to tell you, it's hard to vouch for people, especially Black Americans. They really don't want to work. And then I vouch for you, so therefore my credibility shot. So when I got somebody who really lost their job, who really can do the job, they ain't rocking with me. Now you said Tyrone was a good worker, and he stole from the petty cash. So no, I'm biased. We cool with you. And matter of fact, we think about firing you for that guy, for the stuff he did. Because I remember I got put on at a company at American Express some years. I was young, and it's no excuse. I'm gonna use the Kevin Samuel excuse, but the chicks be saying I was young. I remember I had my first car. My boy went out of his way to get me in there. American Express. Man, I was so terrible. I got him fired. I got fired. Got him fired. That's how bad I was. That's how bad I was at that job. Like, the job was so easy. I got so comfortable. Miriam, I remember she was like Panamania. She was cool with the Jamaican dude, and we were all cool. We were all cool. It was me and my boy. He was FBA. The Jamaican dude, I forgot his name. He was cool, and then Miriam. She was like a dark skinned Panamanian. So we were all like kind of cool with each other. And then it was me. I ended up beefing with Miriam for pretty much no reason. And then the Jamaican dude sided with her. Then my boy sided with me, and it caused tension. So for the first time, Joe, the Italian guy, supervisor, like, yeah, what's going on? Like, why y'all not getting along? Why the work ain't going out like it should? It's me. So once Joe found out it was me, he fired me. And then, but it was too late. I was so bad and so toxic. He fired my boy, who put me on. Yo, Unbiased was so messy here. Got production so slow up. I got fired both of y'all. So my boy got fired right after me. I did feel bad though. Yeah, I did feel bad. I feel bad to this day. I never told him, like, we still cool, we still play ball, but I never told him like my bad. Like, because I did so bad. I don't want to remind him. You did. That was probably my worst job performance ever. Most definitely. And I was so bad. Like, I didn't even want to tell him, like, yo, my bad for that. This is literally 20 years later, and I still won't tell him, like, yo, because I don't want to remind him how awful I was. And he put me on. I just don't want to bring it back up. Like, I want to act like that never happened. Like, that was a damn dream. Yeah, but I never bring it. If he bring it up, I'll laugh with him, whatever, my bad. But I'm never bringing that thing up. I'm never bringing that thing up. That was too embarrassing. All right, so let me see. Do I have anything else here? Let me get rid of this. Okay, so Dame Dash did say something early in that Breakfast Club interview.
A couple of people.
I don't think
Dude, I told you, DraftKings is the best place to bet touchdowns.
Best touchdown dances all time.
A couple of people are fat. We're taking it back so everybody could eat.
Nah, that wasn't it.
Movies.
He said something in his interview. It was a name that he name dropped, and I wanted. I wanted. It might not be. It might be an older interview. I think it was somewhere in. Okay, it was somewhere where. Okay, so he name dropped a name. I do know it was over here. He.
And my kids take pride in the fact that I have Dash Motors, and because I have that, my son said I'm not going to ever have a boss. His mentality is different. It's just about changing mentality.
Now let me ask you a question. There's millions of people out there that don't have that opportunity and
They all have the opportunity.
a boss every day. So you basically saying because they have a boss, there's no pride in that?
I think because people on the radio tell people it's okay to have a boss, they don't understand that they can have more. And because of the direct-to-consumer relationship, the internet, there's no excuse. So when I make a movie like Losada's, I don't have to ask if I could put Daniel in a movie. I just do it. I had to ask if I could put. Wait, hold on. I had to ask if I could put Cameron.
And paid it full.
I don't have to ask no more. You
Yeah,
understand?
but the difference is the movie he didn't have to ask for. Nobody knows about. Nobody care about. We'll never go watch it. But the movie you had to ask and it got approved. It was the best movie you ever was associated with. It was paid in full. Like that's some folks' best movie ever. Definitely with the crime stuff, drug scene. That's some folks' best movie. So it's like you had to ask, but it ended up being a blockbuster movie. But the movie you didn't have to ask for it. I can't even say flop. Nobody even know what the hell it was. But I do know this. I remember now. Who is the guy that's suing him? I think, okay, he said something about Chris Brown lawyers, right? And I didn't clip it, but in the Breakfast Club, he said something about Chris Brown lawyer. Let me see if I can, let me see where my skills are at. Let me see if I can find this out. Because something like that, then it all makes sense. Chris Brown lawyer suing Dame Jazz. I wonder if this is the guy that sued Dame Jazz for that movie. No, we put sues. I wonder. Man, I'm not gonna put a name. You know, you can steer the search to say what you want to say. So I'm gonna put Chris Brown lawyer. Let me see if I just press sue if Dame Jazz come up because I don't want it. Okay. So I probably got to do it now. Sue's. You know what? I'm not gonna put Dame Dad's name. I'm gonna put Sue's over movie. I wonder if it was Dame Dad. I wonder if it was Chris Brown lawyer that sued Dame Dash. I don't think so. Because Dame Dash says a lot of nothing, and you gotta like piece it all together yourself. Okay, so now I'm just gonna put Dame Dash. I should have just put his. Wait, well, why didn't I just look at his name? Chris Brown lawyer. It was right there. All right, it was right there. Okay. So Christopher Brown, who reps the. Wait, okay. So okay, it was Chris. Okay, it wasn't Chris Brown, the rapper. I meant the singer rapper. Okay. So Dame argued that they shot the film at his home using all of his equipment, then stole the footage to do a movie without him. Dame argued they shot the film at his home using all of his equipment, then stole the footage to do the movie without him. The jury failed to see Dash's perspective and handed down its decision in 2022. In response, attorney Christopher Brown, who repped the plaintiffs, said, "I will never get a penny due to my clients." I gotta see. Okay, so his name was Chris Brown, but it wasn't. So he was an attorney named Chris Brown. It wasn't Chris Brown attorney. Okay, I got it. All right, so I want to know more about this. Damon Dash streams film illegally and gets sued. Okay, so that's okay. So attorney Chris Brown is suing Damon Dash in 3 lawsuits over Dash streaming the movie Mafietta, Rise of the Female Boss, and ruining potential. Okay, so you see what happens when you're a boss, you want to do it your way? Yeah, you didn't have to ask for this film, but you did it illegally and got sued for $832,000. Now, check this out. So, and I'm gonna look more up in that. But check this out. Look at this nut. So this nut says this.
Don't disrespect me and say I do everything everybody else does. And I put up my own money. All these so-called moguls y'all talking about, you name one of them that put their own dough up.
That's stupid. Okay, but keep going.
A boss, you're only the boss if you put up your own money.
If right now, if Donnie and the Crying Game put together $50,000 each and gave it to me, and I created a business, I'm the boss. I don't give a damn who gave me the money. I don't care if I got to pay you guys back with interest. I'm still the boss of, because I invested the money, not you guys. You guys loaned me the money to invest something, right? And I invest that something, and let's say I rent cars, whatever, like some Turo type stuff. You guys ain't the boss. You guys gonna get back your money plus interest. But I'm still the boss of that business. So what he's saying is stupid. Where put the money up as the boss. That's a lie. It's whoever signed that damn business, whoever got the name on the business. LLC, S Corp, C Corp, whatever that thing is. If my name is there as CEO, chairman, or owner operator, I'm the boss, no matter who gave me the money. The banks give most people their loans for starting like a small business, SBA loan. The person who gave the SBA loan, the government, is not the owner or boss of your business. You are. You're the one that's going to hold all the liabilities and risks and rewards. No. You just got to do the business by the SBA terms, legal terms. That's it. Like if you buy a house with a loan, a FHA loan, like there's stipulations that you can't sell the house until like a year up, but you got to live there for a year. Like there's stipulations you got to do before you sell the house. That's it. But they're not the boss of what color you paint the house or what. No. You are. So it's a lie about whoever got the money is the boss. It's a lie. Whoever signs their name and have all the responsibility of that business or that home or that car, they're the boss. If you guys give me 20 grand to buy a brand new car, let's say Lexus, it's my car. I got to pay the bank back. I got to pay you guys back, soft lender, whatever. But it's my car. You guys don't tell me what radio I could keep in there and take out and what color I could paint the car. No, that's all me, especially about finance. It's my car. I'm gonna pay you guys back when I feel like it.
If you don't put up your own money, I don't care how much somebody gives you, you're nothing but a supervisor. It's not yours. So how much money can you get paid to not? There's no money in this world.
All right, so now that's just bad financial advice, but you're listening, but you're taking financial advice from a guy with this type of background. He tells you his background.
What was your first entrepreneurial job?
I mean, again, I don't advocate it, and but it is what it is. But it was crack. I sold crack.
So this is the financial advice that we're taking it from. Right, this guy, a crack dealer, who beginning start off as a crack dealer. Yeah, but what was? Wait, who did that? Let me see. The Damon John story with FUBU on Gap. Okay. I might get flagged for this one. All right, so let's first see the video.
I know you like your outfit stylish. Any other line but the Gap is childish. Everybody working as your personal stylist. You're falling. Once you hear the Gap calling, you can't resist the shopping. Big ballin', not stopping, yes, y'allin'. Jeans popping in every mall in town and city. GAP, gritty, ready to go. For us, by us, on the low. G, that's for getting the A.
Yeah, he said, for us, by us, on the low. Yeah, he plugged Damon John FUBU at Gap's expense. That was clever as hell. That's something Dame Dash could never think of because he's on his bullshit.
GAP, gritty, ready to go. For us,
and by the way, this is somebody else's money. This is somebody else's platform. It's somebody else's brand that Damon John got his big break for his FUBU wear. So it ain't your own money. He used somebody else's money. And he's Damon John today. And he don't have $8.7 million tax problems. He don't have he ain't get sued for $832,000, and he doesn't owe $145,000 in child support, and he don't have to sell a third of what he owns.
Every mall in town, the city, GAP, gritty, ready to go. Functional stylist, you're falling. Once you hear the Gap calling, you can't resist the shopping. Big ballin', not stopping, yes, y'allin'. Jeans popping in every mall in town, the city, GAP, gritty, ready to go. For us, by us, on the low. G, that's for getting it. A for always. P, that's for power and the people that praise. Backwards, P for popular, A for...
He said, for us, by us, on the low. That was crazy disrespectful. And y'all talking about the Illuminati conspiracies. Well, he should have been dead by now. He did. That was disrespectful.
Before they shared the spotlight, and the last.
How did you get connected in the hip hop circle? Obviously, you say you work with the Method Man, you dress Method Man, but you really got
before I do that, I'm actually watching this. Look at my history. Most people can't do this. They got weirdos. They got some Diddy stuff in their history. But okay, get out of there. Get out of there. Okay, so my history. This is my history. All right, so now I'm watching this interview. Where's it at? They're here. The Leo Cohen. This is the guy who Dame Dash hates. So the Breakfast Club asked him, how did he get into the hip hop, scenery, and how did you, and what made you become an exec and not a rapper? And the way this guy got into hip hop was embarrassing. It was the slave process. Like they chose him. Like they actually, hey man, come. Cause it was like, how did you know Russell Simmons and Run DMC? Like, they actually chose this guy. This guy did nothing to earn where he ended up being. Like hey, white guy, look, oh, he cool, he got a bike. Hey, be our manager, like some shit like that. It was like wow, like that was really embarrassing. That was an L for hip hop culture, all that bull that you guys brag about. That was a supreme L. Like what? So you invited the vulture, and then you get mad later? Hell,
big break when LL did a commercial, and he had a hat on. Did you know he was going to wear the hat? And when he wore the hat, did you know you were going to blow up like Nitro?
No and no. So LL had just, we begged him to do a deal with us, and LL is an absolute amazing partner and celebrity spokesperson. He's really dedicated to it. The Gap called him, and this, I think, is the conversation about the importance of diversity. The Gap called him, and he didn't feel really good about the way they addressed him, but he just felt like they were just saying, yeah, come on in and shoot one of those rap videos, and that's our policy, and whatever the case is, he didn't really feel good about it. So he says for us, by us on the low in the Gap commercial. They spend $30 million basically airing a FUBU commercial. And because they didn't have anybody in the...
And that is called somebody else money. And he's a boss. And he popped off with somebody else's money. The Gap spent $30 million for their commercial, and Dame John was the beneficiary of that as well. No money. No, he used their money. He used other people's money, or other people's money was used. So whether he knew it or not, it doesn't change the fact, the outcome. The outcome was that other people's money was used to blow him up like Nitro, like Shannon Sharp said.
Company or in the marketing agency that really loved hip hop or were of color, they didn't pull that ad for 5 weeks until they finally found out what happened. And that's because of the lack of diversity within their system. Now, I do got to tell you, on the flip side, they hired a very young multicultural agency after that. They did their analytics and found out the target market the Gap was trying to hit increased by 300% because the kids thought they can get FUBU at the Gap. And they called me up. We gave each other a big old sloppy wet kiss, no tongue. And they ended up spending another $60 million re-airing that ad. And that's when FUBU started to head to $350, $400 million.
So he ended up working on them anyway, using their money, another $60 million. And look at that, because their thing went up 300% because people went there looking for FUBU in the Gap stores and it wasn't there. So I wonder if he did a deal and got FUBU in there. I got chills. That's crazy. Now, that's some boss stuff. But according to Dame Dash, it wasn't his money, so he ain't a boss. Fubu was still his. He sold Fubu. Like he said, 350 million. I sold it for, it was his to sell. He was the boss. Oh, you're just a supervisor. You're just stupid and dumb. Okay? I'm talking about Dame Dash. So he's too stupid and dumb to realize that. So as a result, here.
I'm sandwiched between the two generations. I'm helping to give caregiver responsibilities to my dad and then my son who's just out of college. So it's like, where can I put my money where it can grow a little bit faster? I found Wealthfront and let it work.
Don't disrespect me and say I do everything everybody else does. And I put up my own money. All these so-called moguls y'all talking about, you name one of them that put their own dough up. A boss, you're only the boss if you put up your own money. If you don't put up your own money, I don't care how much.
That's in no financial literate book on this planet, what he just said. But on this Breakfast Club, the slaves took this as this was just gold. Like this is coming from Warren Buffett himself.
Somebody gives you, you're nothing but a supervisor. It's not yours. So how much money can you give?
He was coming from a hurt position, like Lear Cohen and all these guys. He was giving like ideas to, and they were just saying no, 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 no. And I believe he was hurt. This is coming from a hurt man who was hurt because he had dumb ideas that nobody wanted to put their money towards. So he decided, I'll put my own money up, and he took an L. And from there on, he's been hurt pitching this bad idea, this bad business advice. And a lot of times you guys don't understand, man. The people who you look up to, the people who you are inspired by are hurt, and their campaign is built off hurt. It's not built off love and genuine, it's built off hurt. And I can believe that's where Umar's school idea comes from, hurt. Not good hurt, bad hurt. Maybe he got fired a couple of times, and and Jay Morrison, obviously, the real estate thing, he was never good at, so came from hurt. So I'm telling you, a lot of these ideas in Black society, and even white society, that we fall prey to don't come about because it's a good idea and love, and it's hurt. It's people with a selfish desire, selfish will, and it's going to fall, but they're going to take you with them. They're going to sell you a bullshit story and take you with them on the fall, because they just want they want their 5 minutes of fame at your expense.
There's no money in this world for someone to pay me so they could call me, so I could call them a boss. That's like calling somebody daddy. How can a man call another man, yo, that's my boy?
Now you said daddy. Okay, so now here's his problem. Because he put his own money up, look at what he missed out on. First of all, look at the bad stuff. When you put your own money up, there's a con to that, and look at some of them.
Here's why you'd want to use a business loan and leverage your existing business and not use a personal loan.
Personal loan is your money, okay? It's your money, your credit. It's yours.
Number one, most people do not realize this. Whatever a personal loan, whether it's personal credit cards or a straight up personal loan, you cannot write off the interest on a personal loan, period. So on a business loan, you can. All that interest, you can write it off. It's all tax deductible. So it's really great. A personal loan reports to your personal credit. So if you're, taking out a pure personal loan, leveraging your personal credit, your personal loan's going to be on there. If you're maxing out your credit cards, one, you can't write off all that interest, but two, you're really maxing out your credit. And usually if you're not paying that down very quickly or right away, it will actually bring your credit score down.
That's Dame's problem. His credit score is bad because he spent his money on other stuff, and he's now can't buy other stuff because the credit is down. It's showing as is being his I forgot the proper term, but his usage rate is very high, and that's going to bring your credit score down.
And it really hurts your DTI, your debt to income ratio. So if you're going to go purchase a car or a home and you've got all this personal debt stacked, here's why you'd want to use a business loan.
Now, this is why you need a business loan. Check this out.
Outside of your business.
And
so on the
also, you get tax break incentives, which he didn't get because he used his own money. And that's why he had to pay so much. That's why he owed so much in taxes and couldn't pay it. He owed so much in taxes and couldn't pay it because he's using his personal money. So therefore, they're taxing his personal status, like him, the man, and not the business. So when you have a business, you have a veil. And also, when he got sued for that film, Had he had a business, they couldn't. They would have to pick who they sue. It's either Dame Dash, the man, or the business, but they can't sue both. So that's the veil. If they sue me, my business funds are protected. If they sue the business, my personal funds are protected. That's the veil. And child support, same thing. You come after me with child support, you can only come after me personally. Therefore, the business funds you can't touch it. You can only touch the business funds when I pay myself. But if I never pay myself, you cannot touch the business funds. So therefore, I can live in a house that the business fund. I could drive a car at the business fund, and you can't touch that. So I'm living rich without technically being rich. Because if I had this money, this liquid money, you could take it from child support. But because these are all business expenses, I got a mansion, I got a business car, and I got business jewelry, I got everything I would normally buy personally, business laptops. But because it's the business funding it, so therefore it's not really mine. So therefore, if somebody come after my business for any reason, they can take the house, take the car, take this business stuff because it's all related to the business. But if it's not related to the business and you're suing me personally, you can't take this stuff. So you're not getting child support. I'm just owed. I'm just owing you, but I'm going to live rich still while you struggle looking for the child support checks.
Business loan side, as I mentioned, any interest, origination fees, all of that stuff is tax deductible. The second thing is business loans usually do not report to your personal credit, which is great. And even business credit cards don't report to your personal credit. So as you start your business and your business gets going, you really want to leverage your business and keep it all with your business.
There you go. And I'm going to end on that. I know I said some good things. Definitely the videos I played are great information. I hope you guys remember this stuff, repeat it. Don't let guys lie to you with the red flags. Don't let women lie to you with the red flags. Like, know what you know and stand on it. Stop being ashamed and afraid to stand on right information, man. You need the business account because it provides a veil. And the veil, what is a veil? A veil is something you can't see through. Like the Muslim woman has a veil in their face. You can't see their mouth. You only see their eyes. Sometimes they wear shades. You can't see anything. You can't see their hair. That's what a veil does. A veil protects you. So the person trying to sue you, they can't see what's in the business. And because there's a veil between you and the business. So if a person trying to sue your business, they can't see what's in your personal account. There's a veil. So I hope that made absolute sense to you guys. And man, like I said, yo, do me a favor. Once I stop the video, add a comment. Say something you like. Say something you didn't like. Add some information. You know what I mean? The comments are like forget about the views. Comments is what people like to read when you drop a video. Because it's how you truly felt about the video, good, bad, or ugly.